Huh. No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Well.
That's not good.
It's not. You know what it's time for.
That's not Johnny. That's not your dad's Johnny Six.
It is not. Not Johnny Six. Megatrolla has arrived.
I am Megatrolla.
Yeah, why don't you do your job? Tell us about Impact last week.
It is below me to watch Impact. I was looking for the All-Spark.
Nice.
If you want a robot to watch TNA, I have Reed Richards' number. Ask for Herbie.
And there he goes. You know, I'm going to say this very quietly until he's out of earshot. He's yet another terrible TNA correspondent. Man, this is interesting stuff.
What's so fascinating? What are you doing?
Have you read this Waxman report stuff yet?
You know what we're doing?
Oh, it's time for Wrestle Crap Radio. I'm sorry, kids. I've been pouring through this Waxman testimony. In case you hadn't heard, Congressman Waxman he's gone through and he's interviewed all these people. He had interviews with all these wrestling personalities, Vince and Staff and Dixie Carter and all kind. I mean, this stuff's just fascinating. Just fascinating. Oh. Yeah, it's like 10,000 pages long. And that's only the stuff they've released so far. Because there are lots of other... I mean, they have interviewed virtually everyone in the wrestling business. That's what I'm to understand. But may I delve into a couple of my favorite segments here from the... Can I read this one from Dixie Carter?
I'd love to. I'd love to hear it.
Okay. This is they're interviewing her here. So this is Congressman Waxman's his crony or whatever interviewing her. She says, "Can I just go back to the demographics? One of your sources of revenue are toys." Dixie Carter. Uh-huh. See, that's my Dixie Carter.
Oh, that's awesome.
One of your sources of revenue are toys? Uh-huh. Can you describe what kind of? It's mostly collectibles, action figures. And I don't know if any of the men around this table will admit to having any. But it really is. It's more on the collectible side, where regular guys keep the toys, and they keep them in their boxes, and they increase in value and things such as that. They're not as much, playing toys as they are collectible items. And who is the target audience for those items? Well, collectibles are a much older demographic. I mean, they're a grown man. I mean, 20s, 30s, 50s. Have you seen the 40-year-old virgin? With that man with all the toys? I mean, that's kind of our audience. Now, I may have done a dramatic reenactment reading of that. It's Dixie Carter. It's like she's part of... Whenever I do the Dixie Carter impersonation, it's like she's like Billy and Jimmy's sister or something.
Oh,
yes.
Hey, I love that. I love that. I can only imagine,
Sugar. Don't you think she's... I bet if you read through that Dixie Carter transcript, I bet she calls Congressman Waxman Sugar in there someplace.
Oh,
Sugar?
Oh, I love the fact she just insulted her entire fucking fan base.
Have you seen the 40-year-old virgin?
Have you seen that geek that had all them toys on the wall?
Oh, I think I got the vapors. See, that kind of thing.
Dude.
Would you
Imagine
like
if...
to come over to some grits and pecan pie? See? They came and interviewed us as well. They didn't notice this, but I wore a wire in there. So I recorded it all. And I thought maybe we could share it with the dozen listeners.
Oh, of course we should.
Hello, gentlemen. I want to thank you for attending the proceedings today. My name is Quentin Tipp. I am a representative of Congressman Henry Waxman. For the record, will you please state your names?
Yes, I am R.D. Reynolds.
Excuse me, sir. Your initials, please. Will you please tell me your correct name?
I mean, that's the name I go by, is R.D. Reynolds.
Will you please tell me what name is on your birth certificate?
Real Deal Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. Real. And you, sir?
Yes. I am the Slicer, Lee Braxton.
A slicer. You work at a deli, sir?
No, sir. I work at WrestleCrap Radio.
Tell me about this WrestleCrap.com, Real.
Yes. And I'm sorry. Your name again is. I'm sorry. I'm trying to write everything down so we keep a record as well.
It's Quentin Tipp, sir.
Quentin Tipp.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I see why you don't want to go by initials either. WrestleCrap.com is a website that was started in 2000 by myself, and it's a website where we attempt to poke fun at the foibles of professional wrestling. We call ourselves WrestleCrap.com the very worst of pro wrestling.
Now, wait a second. When you said poke, is that some kind of inside steroid term? Have you ever used needles? Do you know what a needle is?
We did at one time on the website do a write-up on Needles the Tailor, but it was nothing to do with any type of syringe or any type of thing like that.
That was a good induction deal.
That was a good induction. We should post that again sometime.
Enough chatter. On the records here, it says you do some kind of radio show entitled WrestleCrap Radio.
This is correct.
Will you please state for the record your approximate listenership?
I will go further than that. I will state our exact listenership. We have exactly 12 listeners.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this. Can you give us a breakdown of your current listenership demographic for the record?
Should we really reveal these details?
I don't know that that's something that, is we feel comfortable in revealing.
It doesn't matter if you're comfortable or uncomfortable. The matter here, we need the breakdown of your current listenership demographic.
Okay.
I'm not comforted by you two guys being here. This is obviously not something that's supposed to be comfortable.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Tipp. The 12 listeners break down as follows. We have.
Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Tipp. That sounds like a porn star.
Did you ever do any adult film work, Mr. Tipp?
I want you to know I'm an upstanding citizen of the community, and I don't have time to delve in anything like that. I'm too busy helping the Boy Scouts out every weekend. Now, please, will you give us a breakdown of your current listenership demographic?
Yes, sir.
For the record.
Yes, for the record, there are 7 males living in Unabomber-style shacks. There are 3 shut-ins. There's one deceased person, but his computer's still going, so we think that it's probably still playing our show, so we count him as a listener. And the other one is Rebecca DiPietro.
I believe I'm going to need a phone number.
You're going to need Rebecca DiPietro's phone number.
Yes, sir. What do you want her phone number for anyway?
She's a long-time listener, no-time caller, so we do not have her. We do not have her number.
I am. All right, gentlemen. You do have, just for the record, I want you to state, do you have a drug test at WrestleCrap Radio?
Yes, we do. Absolutely. We would not allow people that are on any type of narcotics on this show.
Yes, I am a firm believer in doing shows straight edge. Mm-hmm. Sir.
100% straight edge. That's what we pride ourselves at WrestleCrap Radio.
Well, unfortunately, I'm looking over these numbers, and 65% of everyone who has appeared on the show in the year 2008, 65% of them failed the drug test.
What? No way! No way that's possible.
Oh, that's horrible.
I find that impossible to believe.
Let me go look over the numbers here. Real Reynolds, you passed.
Woohoo!
Is this Jimmy Six?
I believe it would be Johnny Six.
Johnny Six passed. Lord Alfred Hayes passed.
Excellent.
Nathaniel Edward Rodham Davis passed.
Yep. Clean as an air. Clean.
Triple Kelly passed. Megatrolla passed. That's great, but that only consists of 45%. The other one, Blade Braxton, flunked. Crankor, failed. Tito Marlin, failed. Stubby, failed. Peter Gazer, failed. Huey, failed. Sebastian, Johan.
Oh no, the quartet.
Frampton and Simmons all failed.
They always did look a little glassy-eyed. I noticed that whenever they'd play the haiku music.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't affected their play.
No.
Well, let me tell you something, gentlemen. It's not how it is now. It's what's going to happen in the future. And speaking of the future, we've noticed an alarming trend among professional wrestlers passing away at an early age.
Yes, it's very horrible.
Now, various witnesses have stated that WrestleCrap Radio personnel, a lot of them have died before their time as well.
Sadly, yes, the WrestleCrap Radio, I don't know if you'd call it a curse or exactly what you would call it. We have had a few pass on before their time.
Well, I've got the list right here. Let me go over it. Jermaine, WrestleCrap Radio Cricket.
Yes, that was an unfortunate, very unfortunate.
It's really horrible. But, accidents can happen, sir. It's normal for crickets to get stomped on.
Yeah. Crickets don't have a long life expectancy.
Okay, Johnny Six said a robot exploded in living room.
Well, I mean, not really a human?
If I remember right, I remember his predecessor named Johnny Five said he was alive.
He malfunctioned. Spontaneously combusted.
Stubby, a ventriloquist dummy, was burned to death.
There's a dark day in WrestleCrap Radio history, yes.
Says here, Nathaniel Edward Rodham Davis.
Yes.
Murdered.
Well.
Because you do not have any Carl's Jr.'s in Indianapolis, Indiana, serving the Captain Crunch milkshake, you instruct one of your listeners to go to the shadiest part of town in the projects, to go inside a restaurant and order a milkshake where he was gunned down in a hail of gang gunfire.
Parker!
Stop that. Vicky's birthday suit. We got to see her black box. Time for Summer's Eve.